back to Critical Affection, where we affectionately criticize pop culture that we love, and I'm your host, Sarah, and this is your other host, and your other host, and your other host.
We're the other
We're gonna
host.
have to come up with something a little bit more smooth than that, probably, but like it's me.
We're
so
the
probably
Critical
not.
Affection Gang.
This is my. I'm Larry. This is my brother Daryl. This is my other brother Daryl. Anybody watch that show? No.
No,
Just
but we
me?
can use the Scoobies since that's not happening now.
Aw. Aw. All right. Joined today by our guest Braxton Cosby. You have been on this show before, right? I'm not crazy, right? You've
Definitely.
been here
He was promoting Broken.
Yes. Okay.
I want to believe I have.
I want to believe you have
I
too.
want
So
to
let's
believe
go with
that I
that.
have.
We all believe.
We're gonna go with that.
Okay. All right. Let's give Fred, if you want to do a quick shout out for Fisticuffs, I'm gonna put it in the comments here. And then we're gonna talk about Braxton's book.
Absolutely. So Fisticuffs, we put up the pre-launch page on Friday. We're trying to get to 100 pre-launch followers. Right now, we're in the 20-some range. So if you guys are out there and able to help out, please jump on. It's just a click of a button. Fisticuffs is about a functional drunk whose comfortable life derails when a one-night stand has deadly consequences. It is a 6-issue miniseries, and spoiler alert, in issue 4, we get into some of the most fantastic, action-packed chapter of what we call the main event of the story. So we're going to have books 1, 3 available, discounted in the first 72 hours. So that's why you want to follow now, so you get alerted when we launch. Please give us a look and check out the link in the comments. If you're fans of stuff like Preacher, The Boys, or the work of Frank Miller, but maybe something with a little bit more drama, a little bit more personal, as if it was directed by Martin Scorsese, that's Fisticuffs. So check us out, please. Thank you.
Awesome. We're gonna hear more about Fisticuffs after it launches. So we're gonna do a whole show about Fisticuffs. So well, like whatever Fred chooses. We're talking about it. All right, so Braxton, welcome back. And
I made it.
and we
I'm out
see
of
you
the black.
now.
Hooray!
I'm black, but I'm out of the black. There we go.
Just a random circle. Oh. All
Yeah,
right.
So thanks for having me on, guys. Glad to be happy to enjoy the show with everybody and chop up some nerdy, geeky stuff here and there.
All right. Are we talking about this one today?
That is Blood Moons. Yes, that is the side story to the other link that I sent you, which was the Yasuki story. But I'll talk about Blood Moons for a hot second.
There was 2 links. My bad. I only saw 1 link.
That's okay.
All right.
Blood Moons is the comic book side story that's associated with Yasuki, which is based on the first and only documented African samurai, which I wrote a historical fiction novel on. In the story, I write about this evil deity named Chiwa, who just is kind of glossed over in the story. And then I thought it would be cool to go ahead and make a comic book of his actual origin story. So what you'll have here in Blood Moons is the actual origin story about Chiwa.
Awesome. All right. Let me pull up the correct screen now.
Where's that available, Braxton? Where can we get it?
This link takes you right to our website. You can buy it from us if you want the floppy directly from our online store, or if you want to pick up the ebook, that is available on Amazon. If you have the Kindle, or if you go to Barnes & Noble, you could pick up the ebook on the Nook.
Nice.
And this is the duology here. This bad boy here is Yasuki. This is my 21st novel. Very, very proud of all the reception it's gotten so far. It earned a 5-star review from Reader's Favorite. It's up for literary fiction. For a historical fiction book of the year with them. It has gotten a 5-star review from Literary Titan. It was actually book of the month in February when it dropped, and it also is a gold medal award winner. It's historical fiction. It's just been well received. I just came from we were in Huntsville, Alabama this past weekend for Huntsville Comic Con, and people just loved it. They were buying it like crazy. So I just feel like it's got a little something special to it. Other than this amazing cover, it has a great story that goes along with it. I wrote it as a duology. Like I said, it's the 21st book for me. So I've written multiple series, got a couple of trilogies out there, 4-parters, comics and all. But this one I wanted to do a duology. So Yasuki Dead Man Walking is the novel, the historical fiction novel that actually follows Yasuki's life as a slave in the Sudan all the way until he lands in Japan and comes under the service of a very terrible and powerful lord named Lord Nobunaga. And eventually, with all of the things that happen to him and the trials that he has to go through, he eventually gets elevated to the rank of samurai, which makes a lot of people in the culture upset. So there's a lot of tension and challenge that he gets because of that, and that ultimately just ends historically the way the story does end for Lord Nobunaga. If you scroll down just a little bit more, because all of the information that I had about Yasuki, I had to go in depth with a lot of research to get all the pivotal points in time where he actually existed and where they made reference of him. But then there was a lot of questions in between the slave to the elevation that were not there. And that's where it gave me the opportunity as a writer to fill in the narrative with this fictional prose that kind of connected the dots of everything about his life. And so I finally finished with what you just showed there. I said, so since we didn't know what happened to him after Lord Nobunaga's reign, I thought it'd be a great idea for me to just kind of drop in a graphic novel that gets really fantastical, and he gets a chance to fight this evil deity Chiwa, who I hinted at in the novel, and in this realm called Elsewhere, where he ends up partnering with a couple other little band of misfits that are trapped there as well, and they decide that they need to bring the reign of Chiwa to an end before he does other devilish and gruesome things to our world. So it was just a really, really fun write for me. He's got that big sword in his hand on the cover, and it was a lot of great storytelling opportunities with him being in this other realm where he can do some of these things like run off of walls, run across water, and all of that, because the regular rules of gravity and stuff do not apply in Elsewhere. So it's a nice little change of pace. People kind of get the nice slow burn story and the historical fiction, and they jump into something fantastical. So it was great for me as a writer to kind of challenge myself to bring the best of both worlds to this duology and make sure that it was a story that was memorable and I feel like people will really enjoy. And so far, so good.
Excellent. That sounds really great.
Thank you.
And so I posted both of these links. I actually fucked it up once, as you can see in the comments there, but I reposted it correctly, and it's in there, and it's on the Facebook page too. I had to go in there separate while you were talking. I went and put it in there. So if you guys, any of this sounds interesting to you, go check it out. The links are all there in the comments. Right. And back out of this. There we go. I know what I'm doing. You know, Restream changed a whole bunch of the controls. They didn't really change. They just moved stuff around. And ever since, I've been like, I don't know what I'm doing. They broke everything.
All your muscle memory is gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
As if I didn't have enough to worry about, right? With all this going on. All right, so Braxton picked a movie, and the movie that he picked was The Last Samurai. We don't need to get into the Tom Cruise of it all. We can just
please don't.
We can just appreciate the piece as a piece of art and just try and forget about Tom Cruise for a day. So I think most of us. Well, I know Fred and I watched it last night at some point, and when did you guys watch it over the weekend too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was tough
I wrote
Friday.
the quiz.
Oh, that's right. Oh, Amanda wrote the quiz. This is gonna be a rough one.
Yeah, I did.
All right. So, what are our opening thoughts on this movie? Brian, do you want to start her off?
You know,
We don't leave the guests go first anymore. Apparently that's a bad thing to do. So
let you read the room first. So yeah, I saw this movie when it first came out. I was just a total otaku at the time, and I was like, "Wee, this is fun. This speaks to me." And then I saw the movie on the list. I'm like, "Oh, I wonder if that's going to be as good as I remember it." And I kind of remembered what I remembered of it. I'm like, "Oh no." And it honestly wasn't as bad as I expected. I had heard in the meantime that no, Tom Cruise is not the Last Samurai. That would be absurd. And I'm not sure. I hope they're not trying to say, yeah, this Tom Cruise
Yeah.
is the last samurai, because that would be
No, I'm
weird.
sure that
That'd be a
they
tough nut to swallow.
Yeah, what
I
was his
think
name?
it's.
Kishimoto. I'm pretty sure he was the last samurai that they were
I-
like the
I
eponymous.
can get behind that.
I think
'Cause
it's a
there's
bit of a
like-
dog whistle. It's like, if you want to, you can say like, hey, it's the last of the samurai as a culture. It's the last samurai of Ken Watanabe's character. But if you want it to have it that way, it's Tom Cruise for you. So it's a bit of a dog whistle, I think, in that way.
Agreed.
Yeah,
They left it a little too open for that.
Yeah, specific people are gonna see what they want to see anyway, right?
Mhm.
Amanda, what'd you think? Let's just get to it right away.
So, to me, this is a movie that was written, directed, and produced by white men as a white boy fantasy fulfillment, which just pushed a narrative of like the late 1900s American white masculinity onto 1800s Japan. And there's a ton to unpack and how they wanted a story of like modern versus traditional and an exploration and appreciation of cultural differences for men that then just like failed straight into tropes and othering and white savior nonsense.
Yeah. Fred, do you want to finish up your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I have a bit of a rant, but it's
Right.
okay. So this is what I resent about The Last Samurai, and it's not just Last Samurai, but in my lifetime, I was brainwashed into believing that historical movies were somehow accurate representations of history. I think that was somewhat self-inflicted. When I grew up, I had a hard time with reading comprehension. So instead of reading the books in English class, I would watch the movies or I would do the Cliffs Notes or whatever. And I think that somewhere along the way, I confused cinema with literature. And I think being such a movie fan, I became, I believe that movies were history, right? And I've seen Julia Roberts and all these actors talk about how romantic the idea is of like his movies are time machines and they take us to another time and place. And I feel like when you watch this movie for a few minutes, I can kind of see that that's not true, because Tom Cruise, real quick, in a period piece, you can just, he does not play at all like a Civil War person. He plays like an affected 80s man with even like an 80s hairdo. I know they tried to make it like long and whatever, but that's how he styled his hair. Like his hair parts how it parts. He looks like he's cosplaying as Keanu Reeves. But the thing is like, even though that, like, I loved it when you were describing your piece, Braxton, you kept using a term historical fiction, right? Like, and that's what people tend to forget. I know people that I know that sometimes watch a movie and they're like, oh, I learned something. And no, you were entertained, because they take a time and a place and they fit it into a, beat by beat Hollywood formula. And then you get a product designed to win awards and to sell tickets. I mean, it's very much like Dances with Wolves 10 years before it, and it's very much like Lawrence of Arabia 40 years before it, or whatever it was. So it's just history repeating itself, no pun intended there. But yeah, so that was my take on it, was that, like, even though it felt very much like a Hollywood movie, even the funny British side character and the way he beat out his jokes are very like 20th century. They're not period right. So yeah, that was my takeaway.
Braxton, what are your opening thoughts on the movie?
I like their comments. I'm very intrigued that you all recognize so much about what Hollywood has done over time. So Hollywood has been a tool and a fixture to retell truth. And they've done it for years. They've done it with movies. I mean, they always pick their people who they're going to ride with, because those people are willing to, quote unquote, fall on their sword in order to tell untruths, to continue to push, like my friend Amanda said, whiteness in a very special way for heroism. And so, and white saviors and all that stuff do exist. And, if anybody's going to pull us out of this one, it's going to be some white person, and most likely on a horse. And that is not true, but that was what Hollywood was created to do, and to create heroes that only certain people can get behind. And the other ones who are not behind them will just honestly just live in awe of these heroes that have been created, because wow, who could ever be any greater than this person or this character? So yeah, I think this is a very important subject that we're talking about, especially in the times that we're in now, where if you continue to dig deeper than what the media pushes or what they're allowed to push, and you actually listen to the people who are really telling the news the right way, you start to see the conspiracies unravel right before your eyes. And you feel a lot like, man, are we really living in the Matrix? I know I'm not plugged in, but in a sense, I have been in the Matrix because of how even Fred said, you just were lulled into believing. And what other options did you have? You know what I mean? If you can control the media, you can control the narrative. And therefore, the people who are in the rooms, who are the decision makers, all look the same. The people who are in the rooms writing all look the same. So where is there an opportunity for a different voice to say, no, I don't know about that, And so I have come accustomed to understanding that that's just the way it is. That's the way it will be until we get other people in those rooms. It's going to continue to be. So I have tried to take story itself and appreciate story with the beats and the ebb and flows and the shortfalls and the movement of the story and the tone and the pacing, because all the stories to me as a Black man in America have been the same. We don't get big budget films and big opportunities to tell these types of stories. The one that we did have was Black Panther, and you see how well that did. And there ain't a lot more coming after that because it did too well in some respects, So I'm glad you folks are, here's that painful word, woke, which shouldn't be, because I think everybody needs to be awake. I think at some point in time, everybody should want to know truth. I mean, that's why we exist. They say to be or not to be, that's the question. And so woke shouldn't be some negative word terminology. It's about truth. And if that's really, truth, justice, and the American way, all that other stuff we talk about, then I think our existence should be about finding truth, digging deeper, and understanding how things work so that we can unwork them and make sure that everybody has a voice, because everybody is valuable. Everybody's important. And that's why, as a storyteller for me, and like I say, this is book 21 for me, I was so proud to have an opportunity to not only discover this historical character in Yasuki that hadn't gotten any airtime, but to actually dig deep and see all these things that were an amazing story. And I was just kind of, after I got my outline set, I was salivating at the opportunity to write something this bold and this powerful. And then to even drop it in Black History Month was just a blessing for me. And to see so many people just recognize, they come by, I had my big banner out there, I had the books on the table. People go, oh, you got Yasuki? And I'll hear everybody pronounce it differently, and then I'll be so excited when the Asian folks came by and they'd be like, Yasuke. I'm like, that's how you want to say it? I was saying it Yasuki, but they're like, Yasuke. And it'd be like one syllable. I was like, yes, bring it on. Let's tell some truth around here. So yeah, to y'all points, the story of itself was written well, but what it continues to push and pervade. This movie came out in, Lord, I got my glasses on. Trying to see the year this came out. Do you all know the year it came out? 03. I mean, what else did we expect? Hopefully going forward, we'll get some more truth, but if not, I don't know if do you guys do sci-fi?
Oh, yeah.
You guys
We do all of it.
Oh yeah.
Amanda's a sci-fi head. I could tell she's like, I'm enjoying, and I probably get bashed for this, but I'm enjoying Starfleet Academy.
Yeah.
Here's why.
Yeah.
Here's why. I was always a huge Gene Roddenberry fan, because he didn't look at sci-fi itself in its purity is, hey man, we got to deal with aliens destroying us. We don't have time to worry about whose ethnicity or gender or sexual preference matters. That's what sci-fi is. That's why I love sci-fi. There's bigger fish to fry than worry about nonsense that we do here in the United States. And so Gene Roddenberry was somebody who pushed and just kept pushing boundaries. It didn't matter. He had, Deep Space Nine Cisco captain for 9 seasons. You understand what I'm saying? And so he was a black man.
Cisco thong
but nobody
song,
else
Cisco?
was doing what he was doing.
Cisco thong song, Cisco?
Cisco
Fred,
3 times more
Have you
You don't
not
know
seen
Jesus.
DS9, Fred?
I don't think Fred's
That might be
seen a lot of
homework, Fred.
Wait, what?
It's
What-
okay. It's okay.
Who are you talking about?
That's out
I'm
of
sorry.
your wheelhouse. You don't know? Are you a Star Trek fan?
No, I'm not really.
Okay,
seen
well, there you
Star
go.
Trek.
That's fine.
It's okay.
Just let us cook right
Sorry.
here for a little bit because you're
We'll,
not in
we'll
this.
get you into it eventually.
Yeah.
Movie took me
But
back
yeah,
to
so
03. I'm
I
sorry.
love what your Andre did. And now, like I hear all these real purist Star Trek fans are like mad because they got all these types of different characters in Starfleet Academy, and I'm like, let's just talk about story. Let's talk about people who are different. They're in the Star Trek universe, but they're different, and that's okay. Let's go through their story. Are you feeding me a good story about these characters? Are you giving them story arcs? And do they have different stories to tell that we might appreciate that? Even if I don't appreciate it, maybe there is a population who does, and that they need their stories told, you know? So I'm all for telling stories that everybody can enjoy. And if you leave some people out, then you know what? Get over yourself and just try to enjoy what's out there, you know?
Mhm.
So that's my soapbox.
All right,
I'm-
Sarah, follow that up.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I brought that shit on myself, didn't I? I pretty much followed in line with everybody that, like, if you can ignore the everything else about it, like, the story's pretty good, but, like, the white savior thing, the fact that there's one woman in the entire freaking, like, name, do you even remember her name?
Suki.
What? No, her name's not Suki.
Oh, is it Taka?
It's Taka.
Yes.
See? And she doesn't even matter. You could take her out of the movie and it wouldn't matter at all. It's just a little bit of extra flavoring for Tom Cruise's character to, have his arc. And so if you can get past the whiteness of it all and the maleness of it all and the Western culture of it all, it's
So if we'd completely changed the movie.
yeah, like if you're able to completely ignore that, then you can enjoy this movie. And it's just, and like, 10 years ago, that would have been me. Like, unfortunately, now I'm way too critical. I ruined my own ability to watch movies by doing this show. Also, yeah, but like also just, paying attention. Like Braxton said, you just, if you're not paying, if you're enjoying that movie, you're not paying attention to what's going on around you. And yeah, I want to just be able to enjoy a movie and not have to see all these glaring problems with it, like little problems. Where are the ones like I just want to nitpick the shit out of a movie and just not worry about the fact that this one has huge glaring issues with it? Because like imagine if Denzel Washington had played that character instead of Tom Cruise. Actually, probably would have been possibly would have been more historically accurate.
That's the
Not
Oscar.
in
Doesn't matter.
that sense,
Yeah.
no, but
It's and like it's not it's the samurai weren't what they depicted. Like historically, they weren't what they depicted in this movie either. Like
correct.
Right.
there's
They
just
were at
nothing
that
about
point-
it that's accurate. Except that the samurai were Japanese. Like that's the most accurate part of the movie. So like it's just frustrating. So like if you can like that's what they should if they would have been able to advertise it as a work of fiction and fantasy, because that's kind of what it is. Like it's just it's frustrating. But if you
think
could
this
just
would have been-
enjoy it as that, then maybe it would like you can enjoy it. But like I can't. I couldn't enjoy it for what I want the way I wanted to do, because you have to be fucking blind to be able to. Unfortunately.
I can't.
Go ahead.
I can't. It's incredible the emotional gymnastics they expect that actress to do to go from like I am disgusted by my duty to I forgive you in like 4 minutes of screen time. Like
Yep.
It's really quick. Like she gets over it real fast. It's that it's those Tom Cruise perfect teeth, man. They get you.
She gets she was there specifically to be a an
Female love
emotional
interest.
hurdle and then a love interest. Like he like and how complicated and look how amazing Tom Cruise is that he could overcome his guilt for murdering her husband, and that's literally all she's about is that she's angry with him and then she forgives him and then she loves him. Like what?
It's that idea. The white
Thank
men
you for
are
reducing
everywhere.
the entire
want it.
role of women down to just being mom and wife material. Thank you. Not mad about that at all.
Don't forget Temptress at the waterfall showing a shoulder.
Oh yeah, that's
Ooh.
right. She did get a little.
She didn't even flinch. She just bore it.
That was
And he didn't look away like he was
creeped up on
supposed
her.
to.
Yeah, he creeped up on her.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a creeper. And like they had the same thing when she was in her own goddamn house, and she was trying to do her hair or whatever the hell she was doing, and like she's just staring at her. Like, stop staring at her, you creep. You're a
I
guest.
think they meant it was supposed to be like romantic sexual tension. Instead, it was just creepy
No, it
and
was
wrong.
creepy. I don't
That's
think
what
that I would have
stalkers
thought
tell
that was.
themselves.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have seen that as romantic, even if I had been able to watch this in the lens of the blissful ignorance of the early noughts. Like, I still don't think that was creepy. That was a creepy stare that he gave. Yeah.
I
It
was
was-
watching.
Well, we do that now. I think we do that now. We look back at a lot of stuff that we enjoyed before, and now because of where we are in this time, it's like, that's really creepy.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Really, I could like go through a lot of stuff in the 80s.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
80s
Very
is prime
true.
time for stalker
"Ooh,
movies.
this
You're
is
like,
really on TV.
Yeah.
I always
You know?
clench a little when a guest is like, "Hey, let's watch this cheesy B movie from the '80s," and we're like, "You're gonna hear some things."
You don't want to watch
That's why.
Aunt
why we
Tiny
asked our
talk
guests,
Love
about how rapey
or-
that movie was.
Oh man, yeah. So what do we like about this movie? What are like specific aspects of this movie that we enjoyed? Barring, everything that we just talked about.
I think that the components that were still in the story, because again, I'm like you, Sarah. You look at movies and like it's hard for you to enjoy them from one aspect of the way you're looking at them. For me, as a writer, screenwriter, and comic script writer, I see scripts first, and then so I'm in the first 10 minutes of something, and if I don't see you hit the beats in the right way, I just kind of stop. I go, this is not going to be worth my time. And no matter how much I try to force myself, I just going to put my efforts into something else, and I just switch, So for me, the hero's journey of 3-act structure was actually done very well with the story, regardless of all the tropes and things like that go along with it, because you take somebody who was built up in one instance and their character, you break them down, and in order for them to overcome what they need to, there has to be this training, or else you don't follow the character, right? Because in a true story arc of a hero, it's about that character being built up to face the enemy, the antagonist, whatever it is at the end, and it has to be believable. You know what I mean? If Luke Skywalker kills Vader in New Hope when he first meets him, we don't have a trilogy, a 9-part movie, whatever, however you want to go with that. But we don't have that. So he has to work himself up to it. So by the time we get to Return of the Jedi and he fights him, because he gets beaten in Empire Strikes Back and he falls, he has to get all of that back together. So when he gets to him, Jedi to Jedi, you're like, now I'm ready. I want to see this fight, so it becomes believable. It feels earned. And I think at least for the most part, where Tom Cruise's character was all that in a bag of chips when he was with the Western Front, then he's decimated and he has become something low, and he's abased until he can finally work himself back up to where you feel like, okay, I see that he can actually pull this off now. So from a standpoint of writing, that was in place. So I can appreciate that.
Yeah. Fred, what did you like about the movie?
Well, when you asked that question first, I was going to say like the cinematography, because it is beautiful. But then I just saw like John Waters did a thing the other day about how like if the first thing you're saying about the movie that you liked is the cinematography, the movie wasn't very good. And it's kind of true. But I will say this: what I did like about the movie is what I think that the filmmakers like intended to do was like. Their appreciation, for the Eastern culture and for like the, their way of life and like the, I guess like the honor bound way that they lived, right? Like, I mean, that's, I'm not much of a manga or anime guy, but when I do, and when I do get involved into that stuff, like I really appreciate, and I kind of see how like the young kids today are a bit more different because like it's a different type of philosophy and stuff. So like I appreciate it, like the admiration for the culture that the filmmakers had, even if I don't think that they like executed it like, you know, genuinely. It was a bit more of like fanfic than you know, a authentic time and place.
It's the noble savage trope. It's exactly like they were trying to draw those correlations throughout the entire movie with the Native Americans and the Japanese.
And one more thing I did like is the action, the flashbacks to him when they were like killing the innocents was like incredibly disturbing and effective and stuff. It really it made you accept a little bit more of like his theatrical crazy. Like, you know, it's like, okay, I understand why he was so traumatized and why he's so whatever. That was filmed very like authentically and disturbingly, and I appreciate the intention, right? Like I really do think the irony of the movie was like, or the intention is that like, you know, the real savages were the ones, you know, the American way of warfare, dealing death at a distance and so forth. So I think it was really trying to show good intentions if it didn't quite land in execution.
2000 era good intentions.
It meant to, but
yeah.
You had to, I mean, I think to some degree you had to make a movie a certain way back then. Like I think Braxton said, like you had to make it beat by beat, but you had to have the love interest to be on the poster, you know, next to him. And like you had to,
I mean, honestly, it feels weird to say it, and maybe I'm not sure I believe it, but we wouldn't be where we are now if we hadn't had that stuff happen. Like, so those things, I don't want to say they had to be made in order for us to get to this point now, but like, that's realizing the mistakes of those movies are why we're able to progress forward. And I know we're kind of in this 2 steps forward, 1 step back sort of way that we're doing right now, but it's still 1 step forward. So I guess that's a net
to make a Hollywood movie at the time. I mean, like that was the Hollywood model, not that's like the way that you had, like you could have made indie film with better intentions. Yeah.
If you want success with your film in 2003,
and you want Hollywood money, you have to make it a Hollywood.
You gotta get Tom Cruise, and you gotta get this specific formula. But
and a contemporary haircut.
Whatever the hell that was. I'm surprised they didn't go full moron and put it into the top knot thing there, because like that would have been a step too far as like cultural appropriation, but they already whatever.
Right.
Whatever. Manda, what did you like about this movie? I'm so ready to hear this.
So it had gorgeous horses. The horses were lovely.
Beautiful horses, yes.
The shots of New Zealand were nice. I wish they had used Japan more. I really enjoyed that they did hire a diverse Asian cast, and they almost had a like co-lead who was Asian, who was holding his own. A lot of times in movies like this, the white guy is just it, and then everyone else is not holding their own. And here they're making it more of a bromance, and so you're getting almost co-lead happening, which was great. They did hire Japanese experts to help make the language a little more realistic and some of the details more realistic, which is great. It does unfortunately also make the fact that they then disregarded so much of it in other places a little more stark, but I appreciate that they were making an effort to at least try to attempt to bring a realistic perspective on the culture and the language, because they were absolutely shooting about a foreign country and a foreign culture and trying to tell a story there. That said, all of that it's sort of like the bare minimum you should be trying to do when you're telling a story about another country. So like the bar is sort of set in hell there, but they were at least clearing the bar, and I am proud of them for that.
Especially of the time period, right? Because again, we're in 26.
Well, 2003 wasn't that long ago.
I know, but you gotta imagine where
ago.
We were as a country in 2003, where we are now. Hollywood could do whatever they want. It doesn't really matter. They're still doing whatever they want now. You know what I mean? So the fact that we're, like you say, the point like Sarah made, the fact that we're able to talk about these things now is because we're starting to see them now. But we were maybe 3
Oh,
years.
there was a lot of
removed.
backlash at the time about this movie for all of these things.
Mhm.
And like there were some people who did defend it somewhat for some of these reasons, and that makes sense. And some of it's just if you want to keep working in Hollywood, of course you're going to defend it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's I think you're both right that it's something that we can talk about more openly now, but it's something that was talked about back then. It's just I think more people are accepting of it, and there's less pushback that, oh no, that's not a white savior thing at all. We didn't think that he was the last samurai, but we did.
Did we even have the term white savior then yet? Like, was it really in, I mean, I'm sure it was there, but like, was it in wide use? Did we really notice that shit at this point? Because we were
Oh,
still,
yeah, that was literally what the movie was being
we
accused of
didn't.
at the time. There was a lot of
Not in
pushback.
Wisconsin.
To be fair, I was starting to notice the maleness of everything in 2003. I was not as much in tuning into the whiteness of it. But yeah, absolutely, yeah. But yeah, we didn't. I mean, I didn't really start hearing white savior stuff maybe until 10 years ago. Yeah. So, but that's. I mean, yeah, it's good that we're noticing it now. We should have noticed it earlier. What are you gonna do now? Well, I guess I'm glad we're noticing it now, even if it is late.
Yeah.
Brian, what'd you like about the movie?
I like that it's basically a war movie. There's explosions, there's battles, and there's armies. And despite being a war movie, they tackle a lot of philosophy in it, and in a way that was kind of believable. And I appreciated that. I think it made it a richer experience.
Okay. Yeah.
Not to pivot too much, but just I'm curious with you guys on here. Did anybody on this chat see what FX did with Shogun last year?
I want
No.
to.
I read the
No,
book, but I
I
have
do.
not seen any of the series.
you
or
watching
miniseries.
that?
So Amanda, honestly, I know with all the issues you said that they had even with that movie back then, I think they did try to fix that with what they did with Shogun. It was limited series, so obviously you have more time to tell a story.
It's a big book.
But it was very similar in the whole, this white savior is here, boom. But those other issues you were talking about with the authenticity of storytelling and having a co-lead and all that stuff seems to be very correct with Shogun. I think you guys
So
are.
they
Nice.
improved the book.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
with the
Well,
original
I don't
movie
know.
that it suffered from a lot of the issues as well. But it has been noted that movies like this can pique interest and lead people to learn more. And so in that sense, it's good. It's just if you're piquing their interest by telling lies and being inaccurate, they might be very disappointed by what they get.
I mean, there was no ninjas during that time period.
There weren't ninjas at that time.
Sarah, what did you like about?
Always
this movie?
ninjas. Were the guys in the
Maybe there were ninjas, but we didn't know about it because
There were ninjas, but
I'm
they were not
saying.
assassins. They were basically the equivalent of the CIA. They were spies. They were couriers. They occasionally did some wet work, but mostly, they weren't like leaping down from buildings and going after the samurai like that.
Hydra.
what?
They were entering civil service at that point as the CIA. That was their thing at that time. So yeah, no, they were definitely done wrong there.
Yeah, most of my likes about this movie were already covered here. Like, it was pretty, and they did try, like, there were points, so like we're pretty serial, leave the closed captions on people here. And there were points at which I got pissed off about them writing speaks Japanese, because like, yeah, of course they're speaking Japanese, it's in Japan. But then they did actually throw in like the translations of it and then put in Japanese. So I was like, well, and then I sort of started to read up and didn't get as far as Amanda got. So I'm glad that you are confirming that they did hire people who actually knew what they were doing to make that as authentic as they could. I think that some of the lines, some of the dialogue was really nice. Again, don't want to get into the Tom Cruise of it all. I don't like the guy. And more than that, I'm tired of seeing him in movies. So I was tired of watching him in this. But and like I mean, at least he didn't run in this one. Like we don't really get a good image of him running.
He wasn't running that
No,
much back then.
he
runs-
did
really
run
got
briefly and he was in the armor, so it wasn't like the cool Tom Cruise run. So like whatever. But he did do the screaming that he does, and I'm just like, can we just not have that? Can we dub in somebody else's scream? Because I'm tired of that too. Just the fucking sound of his voice, man. but like they had like him and Ken Watanabe had like good on-screen chemistry. Like is I was pissed that they gave some of the best lines to him, and I was pissed that they kind of when his son dies, when they're breaking him out of Tokyo, he kind of just like, he doesn't like officially adopt him as his son, but he kind of treats him as his second in command where his son would have been, despite him not really having earned that place.
Right.
So that made me mad, because it should have been him standing behind his son, who was holding up that sword and saying, I will tell you how he lived. Like his son
100%.
shit. But like, it was a good line. That was a great line. It's just was said by the wrong person. So like, I love the dialogue. I wish that it was like some of the best lines were given to people who actually should have had it. But yeah, and like, what acting was done by the one female actress was good. She was, stoic until she didn't have to be anymore. Like it was, but it was also, again, it was very, what's the word? Not one note. She just didn't have a lot going on for her, because that's all she was supposed to be, was the love interest. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like I'm pissed off that the stuff that I liked has to be colored by the stuff that I don't like so much that I can't even say these are the things that I liked without mentioning the stuff that I did like.
Right.
That's irritating the shit out of me. Just want you guys to be aware. I'm so mad right now. We've been talking about what we don't like about this movie. So I guess let's just like do a little freeform. Let's talk about all the shit that was bad about this movie.
It was a
Anybody wanna
great
jump
big commercial for anime and manga. That stuff was becoming popular right now. You can go to Suncoast Video at that time and get an otaku shirt, and that was the first time that you could find that word on clothing and stuff. And this seemed like a cash grab of, hey, Japanese animation's becoming popular. Let's hop on that bandwagon.
I was not a huge fan of the like crazy, like I want to die suicide trope. Like that was, I didn't like those scenes where it's like, and again, like insulting my intelligence, but like reminding me that he wants him to die. Like, shoot me, just shoot me. Like, yes, he's got a gun. Like, I know you want to die. You don't have to remind me that. But I just didn't like that scene. And there's one scene that really grinded my gears a little bit. And it's probably most people's favorite scene in the movie. It is where he's fighting the guy and he just gets beaten to shit and he keeps getting up. I actually hate that scene. And so does my dog. Hey, no. Daddy's talking. Okay. I because it's like we kind of have this like, no. This like American like idea that's like part of our DNA, that we're like Rocky and we take a beating and we get up and that's how we've won everything. And it's kind of this like American idea that like if you have the right motive on your side or just cause and you just keep getting up, you will inevitably win. And unfortunately, that's not how life is. That's not how battles are won. That's not even how the American Revolution was won. That's one of our favorite like stories. And I was going to go to my like history rant, right? Like if you're going to watch something and you do want to learn, right? Try a documentary instead. Something like Ken Burns' American Revolution came out this summer, and you can learn a lot about battle strategy and how like most of history is just lucky breaks and people getting distracted with other shit. It's very rarely like a Rocky battle where you like outlast Apollo Creed. It's like dumb luck and usually having more money and better opportunity. Like it's just not how things are. So that idea, like, that happens in a lot of movies where people just get beat and they're like, they keep getting up and everybody's like, yeah, that's
Adam Sandler in The Longest Yard.
That's, yeah, exactly. Like, that's what I'm going to use that when I do like 2-a-day workouts for football and shit. And like, frankly, like, the real courage of the movie is missed. The courage of the movie would have been if the Emperor just stood up and said, that Watanabe could have had his sword in the room, or done something, or made a decision. But like his indecision is the cowardice that causes a lot. One thing that really irritated me, caused a lot of people to die and a lot of horses to die unnecessarily. If they want to make that final charge where they're all going to get mowed down by the guns, do it. But leave the horses behind, man. They did not need to die. Like, waste of horses.
Yeah, it was. Did you notice that? I mean, this was obviously somebody laid this shit out, but like the horses were around the outside ring and all the people were inside the horse ring. It was a weird way to do that. They should have been scattered together. They should have been intermingled. Like the horses did not die first, and then the people. They were all going down together. So that was weird. But yeah, you're right. The horses didn't deserve any of that. The horses are the most innocent victims in all of this.
Yes. Although they did give us that good scene where the one horse batter rams the other horse, which you normally don't see in a movie. Usually it's just all about the people fighting against each other. So that was kind of interesting to see more of a like Brangle that direction. Overall, though, the human fighting was wildly unrealistic to tag in with Fred there, especially Tom Cruise's character, who just happens to magically be great at barroom brawl / soldier fighting, and then over the course of a winter somehow picks up enough to be quasi samurai. That is oh my God, we even slightly realistic.
This happens over the course of a few months. He becomes
it happens in about 3 minutes when somebody says you're thinking too much. Clear your mind. Is like okay.
Yeah, and that also gave him inner peace and fixed his PTSD.
Yeah, the magical foreigner thing too. Yeah. That was a little bit of the magical foreigner. There's the magical whoever isn't white.
Yeah. You notice how they had to, of course, have him, have a vision about the white tiger, and that's why he spared him in theory, because of the mystical foreigner trope. And then they just dropped it and never really brought it up again.
Wait, I thought it was just a banner.
What was the poem that he was trying to finish? Was the White Tiger poem?
Yeah, he had a vision of a white tiger.
Yeah.
Before going into that scene, that he then interpreted to mean that the vision was that he was going to save Tom for some reason.
No, I got the banner. I just didn't realize Tom was the white tiger. Like
yeah.
That was,
Yeah.
When he has that first encounter where the samurais capture him, he's fighting off like 5 of them with a spear that has a banner on it that's got it's a blue background with a white tiger on it. It's very like they were punching you in the face with that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was definitely the tiger. And then I was thinking about, one time I tried to open the door with my key and it didn't unlock the door all the way. So I pulled the door handle and I walked into it with my face instead of the door coming open. Ooh. And that fucking took me out for the rest of the day. So I'm sitting here going, how the hell did he get cracked in the skull with those really hard sticks multiple times in the course of about 30 seconds and he just kept getting back up? No.
Because of the myth of the rugged individual that we push from America onto everybody so that we won't actually do community care for each other in this country.
That's not like anybody who's ever been knocked in the head just one time knows. Even by like that guy was trying to maximize damage to him. So he was cracking him some pretty specific spots. And anybody who's accidentally hit yourself on like the least sensitive part of your head knows that you're screwed up for a while. Like that rings your bell. And so he's not getting back up like that over and over and over again. Oh, and I don't know why we believe that shit when we see it in a movie, but we don't believe it when we see it in real life. You've ever seen somebody get hit in the head in real life? It's not that romantic. It's not that rugged.
Yeah, and that's the weird part, how this movie just really wants to romanticize and other and, the situation. But at the same time, they're just like doing a whole lot of killing and trying to make it seem like killing's cool and okay because it was honorable. And then they just do more killing. But it's okay. And it just, they just really wanted to put a very romantic gauze over all of it. Like the Nathan character came from America after committing genocide and never had any sort of epiphany, recovery, atonement for that. Instead, he just came to a place where he killed someone and then they said it was okay because of an honorable death. So he likes living there now, and so he's going to live there now. That's not the character
Yeah.
growth I want to see in someone who has done those kinds of things.
Yeah, no, that's like, Ken Watanabe's character basically says you were following orders and you did, like, you were doing the, you were like, he excused the murder of children.
Yeah.
To
I have
Tom
a
Cruise.
wild theory, by the way, based on the fact that he like glommed onto the widow so hard, and the way they did the flashback scenes of him like being very upset about one of the women being falling to the ground. I think
Mhm.
he had like a girlfriend or wife in the tribe and or a kid, and then he helped kill them.
Maybe. I mean, that would make it a little bit more meaningful, I guess.
And why he
Maybe.
was so eager to leave America.
But just like I don't know. They gloss over too much of the stuff that makes him a bad person, and they don't give him, like you said, they don't give him the arc that he should have.
Yeah.
And he should never. He should, like, after doing shit like that, he should never find peace. Like, that's not the kind of stuff that you should heal from. You killed babies, man. Like, they literally show a mother running away, and then she's holding an infant, and then they kill her. Like, that's not something that you should ever just get to forget. If you did that, you shouldn't get to forget that stuff. I mean, come to terms with it, sure, but forget? No. And then he just gets to go have his happiness.
Yeah, they didn't take us through
That
that.
and like that and Dances with Wolves and Lawrence of Arabia, which I forgot about until Fred mentioned it. And fucking, have any of you seen Last of the Dogmen? It's the same shit. God. It's Last of the Dogmen is like a more modern version of Dances with Wolves, where there's a tribe of Indians of Native Americans that go into the woods or go into the mountains, and then they just get forgotten and overlooked by literally everybody. And the late 90s, I think this movie takes place in, and he goes into the woods headhunting some escaped prisoners, I think, and then finds this tribe and then lives with them for a few weeks, and then suddenly he's one of them.
They do that in Avatar too, so that even happens in space apparently.
God.
Mhm.
Well, at least that was fake people, but it doesn't make it okay.
No.
Ugh. Yeah, white savior. And again, where are the women? Dances with Wolves, the only woman that was really there was the one that he falls in love with. And
Mhm.
Last of the Dogmen, they don't even have him fall in love with a Native American woman in that one. He brings another white woman with him.
Oh, so one of the things
It's
that
just
chapped
one
me a little
woman.
bit is the fact that they did have the one female character here just be very docile and not, and she's part of a samurai family, and there were samurai women. They were less active as warriors in that period, but that's, coming from a samurai family, she would have still had that training. In fact, one of the last samurais that was considered a last samurai was a woman called Najima Ye. And she was a samurai who lived into the 1900s.
Yeah.
But, it's all about the guy samurai in this
Yeah.
one instance that gets
Yeah,
the kind of the nickname, and then we don't hear much about.
The guy that Tom Cruise has that like rivalry with after they bring him to their village, and then there's that one that wanted to kill him the whole time, and
Mhm.
then fights
I think
him
all of them did, but yes.
particularly, yeah. But that one guy gets the spotlight as the one who especially hates him.
Mhm.
How much cooler would this movie have been if that one guy that was particularly hated him was actually Taka, and she was like, you killed my husband and I'm a badass fighter? And then like they could have even kept the bullshit romance storyline, but it would have been a little cooler if they had had her be the one whose respect he has to earn because he did her dirty, but also she's not just some, little housekeeper woman. She's very powerful in her own right. That would have been a little cooler. Just so we're clear, it would have been better if they didn't keep the romance storyline.
So much better without it. Like just grudging
need it.
acceptance of their existence. anything in the romance realm is wildly unrealistic. This is a country that's just coming out of a very long, intense xenophobic period. And this is where like arranged marriages happen, not love marriages, but especially not to random white dude that shows up. Like none of that would track in any way, shape, or form.
And I actually,
That's why the scene with her putting the armor on him is probably my
Yeah.
most-
Oh man, I was like the whole time I was
That's-
like, oh really?
that's
Yeah.
really was like, I was sitting there watching. I'm like, please don't let them have sex, and they do that, and I'm like, oh, that's worse. Like it's
Yes.
It's-
Oh my gosh, it was.
that's like bringing like the dead husband into it and dishonoring him. I feel.
Yeah.
I do not
Like,
want
she
my
could've-
widow.
If she wanted
know.
to accept like that, I don't know how that armor was ever made, but like they could have fashioned a brand new set of armor for him over the course of the winter that they were all there. Like surely they would.
or make him learn how to
Make arm.
respect the armor and then make his own
Yeah.
fabricated
Right.
mount.
The armor never
Right.
comes into it. Well, they do have like the armor sitting on the like
Display.
Those
horse,
stand-
the armor horse, whatever that
Yeah.
is.
Mhm.
Like to be like the stand-in for the ghost of the dead husband there, but he's not important at all. And so when they just throw his armor onto the dude who freaking kills him,
It happens
Right.
to fit too. It just happens to fit.
right?
Just
Uh,
happens to fit.
How lucky.
She has a type.
Yeah. There's just, and it would have been cool if there would have been fewer of these big things. Like this is my dream for all my movies, that all the movies that I ever watch, all the movies that I discuss with you guys, like it would be my dream to just be able to nitpick them for all the dumb little shit, because there really isn't any big shit to talk about.
Yes.
That would be cool. We
But
need to get a really
instead-
fucking stupid cartoon or something, like something that's just so dumb that you can't nitpick anything big out of it. Dumb.
All right, SpongeBob movie next week.
Oh.
That yeah. I think Amanda broke my, like, she ruined it. Like I can't not see shit like that anymore. I can't. But
I've never seen an
SpongeBob?
episode of SpongeBob, so
really?
never.
Not
And
even
you've
the
never
one where
seen
they
Deep Space Nine, you know?
I
We'll fix him. We'll fix him.
yeah,
We're-
I need work.
we're working on him.
I'm getting there.
I we broke his heart when the first time he was on this show, and he keeps coming back because he's ready to learn.
Yeah.
Braxton, I was so sure they were going to love Clerks. I was so proud of it. I'm like, oh man, this is going to be great.
If it makes
No.
you feel any better, I was very disappointed that I didn't like it as much when I watched it for your show, because I had watched it years ago and I liked it. And I was like,
felt
oh,
like-
it's still the same movie, but I'm different, and that sucks.
No, that's good.
I mean, it doesn't suck, but it all
Good for
it
you.
sucks in the ability
Good for
to
you.
enjoy stuff. But yeah, I changed.
Amen.
But yeah, it's a good thing, but it's also kind of a disappointing thing when you think about all the stuff that it ruins for you when you grow as a person. It just
Yeah.
ruins stuff for
So
you.
you're looking for bigger and better things, and that's
So
what we have
true.
to do. We have to be a lot more critical with the way we see things, because our lenses have all been shaped by outside forces. So
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Very
our,
true.
our job as we get older and more mature, that we start thinking differently.
Mm-hmm.
So, my closing thoughts on this movie are that if you could ignore literally every big thing about it, you possibly could enjoy this movie. It is
Yeah.
very pretty. That there's some good dialogue. The visuals, like Amanda said, the horses, like it's pretty to look at, and there's some good lines in there. But there's some big overarching themes that are too big for me to ignore. And then there's I'm so tired of Tom Cruise. I'm so tired of Tom Cruise, you guys. So tired of Tom Cruise. Brian, what are your closing thoughts on this movie?
This should have been a video game. It should have been a person from a different region of Japan comes to this region to try and do something, and then gets absorbed into a different region of Japan, falls in love with a woman, and she falls in love with him.
What if it was a video game, what if you were the Tom Cruise character? And then it could literally be anybody. And
You, you play
that
a
would take the white savior out of it.
you play a Japanese person who is just in a different region of Japan. There's no white people unless when they're fighting white people, but yeah.
They imported the white people
Man.
and then made them the people in charge. Because I know that's what I always do, is I like find somebody who's whose entire life is completely different than mine, and then I put them in charge of my whole business, right? That's what you do. Anyway, Amanda, final thoughts?
I went down a rabbit hole because of this movie, reacquainting myself with a lot of Japanese history and around samurai and the eras and everything. And I forgot how fascinating it was and how much more complex it was. And I wish they would remake the movie and include that complexity so that we would have this engaging, beautiful story that did give us some of the history that we would like and was more realistic about, say, physics, like Braxton referenced for his stuff. Like, just make a really good, meaty movie and not insult the audience by thinking that they can't handle that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to. Well, I'm gonna have to wait till I get paid again, but I'm probably gonna have to get this book here because if you even did half as much research as you're talking about here, then it's gonna be 1,000 times better.
Hey, Kirkus said, "Get it." That's all I can tell you. Kirkus Reviews gave it the "Get It" accolade, and like I said, I was just so. This was of the books that I've written. My goal is always to write my next favorite book. This one, because because of the time we're in and all the things that go along with it, what is my new favorite book, and the amount of research that I did, and it's so heavy in there that I just kept dropping in here and there. Like Amanda said, just learning so much about it. I love Asian culture anyway, but this deep dive really took me to another level of it. And it was really just such a fun read. I almost felt guilty because I had all this information. I was like, man, all I'm doing is just writing some fictional stuff to bring it together. But to really elevate Yasuki to a place. And I avoided those basic tropes. You'll see them in there. There's like you can go down that road. I'm like, no, this guy's not doing that. So
I just went ahead and clicked. And the ebook is $5, guys. I don't need to wait. I can do it now.
Thank you.
We're good. Who didn't go? Fred, you didn't go yet. What are your parting thoughts on this?
Yeah, Sarah, you kind of touched on something, and I'm gonna bring it on home. Like when I was younger, I came from a real like cinema is everything mindset. Like I was very much into like the history of movies and so forth. And one of the cool things about movies is because I was a very introverted in some ways. I mean, I was an introverted extrovert, right? And in a lot of ways, movies were like my friends. And movies are like friends in that they can be very important to you through a certain time of your life. And sometimes you can outgrow them. And that's a beautiful thing when like you're able to like look back and, a movie can be, maybe nostalgic for you, but maybe not have the resonance. Maybe something that you didn't understand earlier, you're able to find like a deeper layer in or meaning now. So, despite the fact that I kind of like shit on movies a little bit earlier, they're still very useful and they're still like a wonderful way to be like entertained. And, but yeah, remember, like everything's like entertainment too. Like even when you see like a documentary, like, and the documentarian's like, I am going to make an unbiased, real, relentless story about the atrocity going on in so-and-so. Once they say atrocity, they're telling you where they're leaning. So, just watch a lot of stuff, make your own opinions. And if you're lucky enough to, like Braxton does, make your own art out of it, and tell your stories. So yeah, vet everything, learn everything you can, and, hopefully outgrow some stuff and grow into some new stuff.
Amen.
Love it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I got derailed. I don't know who hasn't shared their thoughts yet on the like the parting thoughts on the movie.
I think we're caught up.
Did we all get a minute in here? Okay. Is it quiz time?
Mm-hmm.
Does seem like it might be quiz time. Let me go see what's going on the quiz side.
I was talking about, there was absolutely no character in this movie that I wanted to try to draw for the sticker. I was like, well, Tom Cruise is the star, but I'm not fucking drawing him. And then I was like, but none of the other ones, unfortunately, are this, like, they're obviously like they, like what Amanda, I think you said it, that they tried to make Ken Watanabe's character be like share screen time, but not like, so I just gave up and I did a little graphic design and I picked one of the quotes, and again, still pisses me off that they gave this to the wrong fucking character. However,
so should have been his son.
It should have been his son. And like I would have been all for his son being the one to present the sword and Tom Cruise standing behind him, supporting him, but like fucking A. Why'd they make him the son? Oh god. But yeah, like I stand by it. It is a good quote. It was just spoken by the wrong character.
That's good.
So that's what you get if you win the quiz. Which are we ready?
Yes.
The quiz.
There it is. I found it. Everybody stop looking. I found it.
So everyone can
Right.
go to play.blooket.com
Can I try
And-
to see if I can get on this?
Absolutely.
put in the numbers 863308. It'll let you in, give you a little character. You can change it if you really don't like that animal for some reason. And we'll give everyone a minute to jump in, and then we'll see how you all do on the
I'm gonna
quiz.
suck. I hate multiple guests. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest.
Oh, no, that's fair. I think we all do. And the worst part is this particular game also times you for how fast as well as how correct. Like those are the two variables it's judging.
Yeah, if we all get it wrong, whoever gets it wrong the fastest is the one who gets to be at the top of the question. Which is usually Brian.
I'm
So
trying to get a cool looking animal here.
There's
Right?
no white
They've-
tiger.
There's some decent options. There might be.
I'm gonna take the horse in honor of all the horses who died in this movie.
This one looks like my cat. I'll try that one.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, that is a good one.
We're gonna need to see
We
pictures of
usually
that
go
cat
for the
later.
fish. This one's a good one. Yep, that is true. Cat tax.
Not gonna comment on my animal.
Funny enough, your animal is reminding me of something that I read last night about how the one of the characters who the person they were really based on had a mistress who was named Princess Pig because she was a plus-sized woman.
Wow.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I
All
would
right.
love that not be the like still a thing.
Oh, yeah, wouldn't that be amazing? But welcome to one of the last things that people still think is a-okay to shit on all the time.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Shall we start?
Yeah.
Let's do the
All right,
thing.
let's start. Going
Braxton, pay
forward, do
attention to
not
your phone.
listen to us.
Yes.
Only pay
Look
attention
at your
to the
phone. Don't look at the screen. Look at the phone.
There is a lag that happens, and also some of my questions are terrible, and people might be distracting.
I got confetti.
And you
Oh,
got it first.
Brian!
Well done, Sarah.
I accidentally flipped you off. That was not intentional.
Sure.
Sure.
Oh fuck.
Uh-huh.
oh, Amanda
Damn it.
questions.
I don't.
This is why I let Amanda do the quizzes every week.
History.
Nope.
Well done, everyone.
Nice.
Like, solidly the correct era across the board. The second era, there
I
was a moment.
remembered the first one was the Maichi, but I couldn't remember the second one, so I was like, we'll just guess. Like a 50% chance of being right. God damn it.
Just to irritate you, Amanda. I hope I'm wrong. Thank God.
Uh-huh. You are wrong.
Very good.
You very much wanted to try and make it like that. Even the posters indicated it, but that was
Right?
not.
Ugh. At no point did they even like I didn't even know that Ken Watanabe was in this until I started paying attention for this show.
I'm not sure.
Oh fuck. Shit. Fuck. God damn it, Amanda.
Uh-huh.
Oh, what my first thought.
Because he said he knew a Bob and he was ugly, right?
Something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the
Well,
only
this
thing
is-
I
A
remembered
white
about
guy
him. was that he
names
was
the guy,
ugly.
learns the language and doesn't bother to learn his name. Keeps calling him Bob.
But to be fair, the guy never did start talking to him, so
You can still ask other people. He never gets a last name.
That was the one I picked too late.
Even his wife is known by her maiden last name. I don't know if that was accurate for the time or anything, but like I couldn't help but
That's how
notice
they do it
that.
in Chinese, so maybe in Japanese.
Maybe in Japanese. Yeah.
Oh god damn it. Yeah.
Nice.
Almost.
Yeah,
picked it.
I
man.
only knew that off of my own research.
Oh, I'm
Mhm.
sure. I love how Bushido comes up after a lot of things have happened, so it's very romanticized. You're like,
Mhm.
I love how Ken Watanabe
Awesome.
waits. Oh, hold on.
What?
good luck, everyone.
What?
These are all things that the movie won an award for. Yep.
Wait. What was the most out of place white person? Was that the
That was-
Razzies?
No, that was a different different
Oh,
award.
okay.
I don't know.
I was gonna say, did they ever actually explicitly say why they hired him?
He
Like,
said
did he-
why he was
did
there.
they
and he
hire
just kinda got
him?
left
Hey, yeah,
over.
they
He
hired
just
him to be
tag
the
along?
interpreter so that because Tom Cruise
Okay.
didn't speak magically Japanese in under 3 months at that time.
But he became fluent in 3 months.
In 3 months,
That's
magical.
all it takes, apparently.
Immersion.
Yep.
Everything.
Everything. It fixes everything, people.
Amanda loves to throw those in just to fuck with us. Gets me every time.
I like Amanda.
I do too.
Oh god damn it.
I can't even finish reading the question without laughing.
Of course.
Oh, because that was another one that was all right.
hmm
God
I
love.
like the last answer, American masculinity. Dead on.
Oh yeah.
How in the absolute shit did you skate past me? You
About 3
motherfucker.
points.
Oh,
Want
Are
that
you
sticker?
fucking kidding me? This is why I wasn't even finishing my sentences because I was too focused on my phone. And you,
as you should be. Yes. Because otherwise Brian skates through on 3 points.
damn it, bullshit. I was ahead the entire fucking game.
Thank you everyone for
Yep,
playing.
lulling you into that sense of complacency.
You know, one of these days I'm just gonna kick you out of the show, and you're gonna be all like, and I'm gonna be like, I don't
what
know.
did I do to
And I'm
deserve
gonna
that?
Brian,
Besides
ask
all the
the rest
things
of the
that I
fun.
did.
But I knew Brian was dangerous when he kept doing that little trick during the whole time where he would go invisible and then he would put you in the middle and he moved to the side.
Oh no, that's my internet connection or my old
I know, I'm just
Wi-Fi
joking.
card.
Amanda was pulling the
I mean,
cable, but
yeah.
not fast, or not at the right
I can't
time.
believe you saw through my
Exactly.
strategy.
Everybody go. Okay, so let me find the one that I didn't screw up. So everybody go check out these links. They're in the comments here. I didn't star them. They're started now. Go ahead and check these out so that you can like this. This sounds like a way better story than The Last Samurai. So y'all
100%.
go. Yeah, and it's $5. Come on, go buy it for $5. Come on, give it a
Learn
chance.
yourself something, be entertained. This is going to be good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
That was
And,
good to have you here.
And we also, I popped the Fisticuffs pre-launch link in there, so go follow that too. You don't have to do anything else; just click the link
Mhm.
right now. It's not, you can't buy anything yet, so
Just let me feel good.
it makes everybody feel good. I feel good when people will follow your pre-launch. I have a pre-launch too. I didn't put that in the chat either.
That's because you're big balling, though. You're over 100. You were like,
I am over 100. You know, that's my very first one ever over 100.
you should
Like,
be
or-
proud.
I am. I'm very excited. Thank you. All right. So, because I am super on the ball here. So next week we got Kevin Davis is coming for his first therapy session, and we're gonna talk about Return to Silent Hill. So that ought to be fun.
Ooh, and I get to write a quiz about a horror movie.
Yeah, I think this might be the first like legit. Like we've watched horror movies on here, but they weren't like supposed to be horror movies. I don't think. So
Damn it.
they just were horrible. But like this is the first legit branded as a horror movie. Ooh, nope, I'm wrong. We're not. It's not, because 28 years later we did watch that one, and that's technically a horror movie.
I think this is the first time I'll have watched a horror movie and then come to talk about it.
You've
Do
had
we need to
Horizon
watch
before.
the other Hill movies to watch this one?
I don't think so, but you know what? I'm gonna ask Kevin, because I have seen the other Silent Hill movies, but not this one, and he's seen them all. So I'll ask him if we need to watch all of them to enjoy it. What my question was, is Pyramid Head in this movie? And he said yes, and then I was like, okay, you can do that movie then. That was my whole. That was it. That was the criteria. It was like, if Pyramid Head's there, then we can watch it. And actually, Kevin he gave us a bunch of movies. He wants to do a bunch of horror movies. He wants to do Primate, and what's the other one? Oh, Scream. He wants to do the new Scream movie, but it was still in theaters, and I was like, no, we got to do something that's out on streaming, because we're all broke now. So we need to go. We need to not spend. And he was very honest about it. He went and saw it, and he said, "Don't pay money to see this." So, I was like, "Thank you for being honest. We'll watch that one in July." So he's on the calendar there for like 2 more dates, but next week is Return to Silent Hill. And if you guys think I'm not gonna draw Pyramid Head, then you are incorrect, because I'm absolutely gonna draw Pyramid Head. We'll see if it's a good Pyramid
Anything
Head.
else would be
I'm
silly.
going to learn what a Pyramid Head
Maybe
is.
one of the nurses.
Yeah, I've
Yes,
never
you
seen
are.
this
You are
before,
going to.
so
Yeah,
I need
I
to-
was. Yeah, I was thinking nurse too, but apparently the cool nurses, they were in the first movie. They're not in this one. So there's like other weird body horror in this movie, but not the nurses. That might be a reason to watch. Like, the first Silent Hill movie is, I don't know if I'd call it bad, but it's not good. Like, it's not. I don't know how I feel about it. There are some really fucking cool scenes, okay? But
And so many practical effects, but let's
yes,
not
and
get into
yeah,
that
they
now.
had like the actresses they had like live people in the nurse costumes that were doing all that weird contortionist shit, and then in this one they had real people doing it, but then they CG'd the shit out of it. So I'm like, okay, so we're not going to be nearly as creeped out, because it's not going to have that weird, that looks like a human, but that's not what humans do vibe to it, that uncanny valley thing.
Okay. So it looks like there's 3 of them, including this new one.
Yes, that sounds right.
I am a bit of a completionist, so I might have to watch those too.
You know what? I think that you should. There's one scene that has my boy Pyramid Head in it, and it's right in front of the church doors. Like, you'll know it when you see it. Just trust me on this one. Rose is there. Like, you'll know it when you see it. And
Yeah, you will.
and you remember like I will die on the hill that the Mustang over the canyon scene in Cherry 2000 is the best. And if you remember that, then you'll probably know which scene I'm talking about as soon as you see it. But yeah, like you should watch them, just like if you don't have anything better to do. But also, yeah, if you're a completionist, you might get a migraine if you don't, right?
Pretty much.
I feel that. Like, I can't even not, like, I've watched some genuine pieces of shit in my life, and if I don't finish the movie,
Nah,
I hate doing that. Even if it's a terrible movie, I hate doing it.
no.
I watched all of that fucking Ice Cube War of the Worlds movie. I watched the whole thing.
How did you even start that?
Jeez.
Everybody was
Previews
talking
were
about
too
how
much.
shitty it was, and I was like, okay, I love me some shitty movies. I gotta watch that. And that one was too shitty for me. If you guys want to know what's too shitty for me, it's that one. Which I heard that it swept the Razzies this year, so congrats, Ice Cube. Oh man, yeah, that movie. That was just, everybody kept saying it was one big ad for Amazon, and at like the first several, like, I don't know, at least the first third of the movie, I was like, I don't see it. And then, oh boy, did they make up for me not seeing it in that first third.
Wow.
It's it's bad. It's bad. It's so bad. But, all right. Thank you for coming, Braxton. You're welcome back anytime.
Thanks for
Yes.
having me. You guys are fantastic. I had a wonderful time. Hopefully next time I won't suck at the quiz so bad, but
You know
Actually,
what?
I'm
You
kinda
know what?
counting
You can't even put base your study tactics on this, because we all cycle. So like it'll almost certainly be someone else doing the quiz next time. So
Right.
there's no way to prepare.
I love it. Great time, guys. Thank you so much. And I appreciate
Thank
you buying the
you.
book, Sarah. That was awesome.
Yeah, I am definitely, and I'm definitely gonna read it. Probably
And even
sometime
if you
this
don't
week.
like it, I want to hear from you. I do not care. I like to hear what people think.
Well, I
Very
am
nice.
willing to tell you if there's stuff I don't like about it. I'm willing to explain why. I'll do
Ooh,
that.
No problem.
And then, because I also want to hear, because if I'm wrong about why I don't like a thing, I want to know that too.
Right?
right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
See, this is
Very cool.
this is why, although we can be really harsh on the show, it's still valuable.
Absolutely, for sure.
Still valuable. I think that's it. So go look at least look at there's 2 links in there. So go look at both of Braxton's links there, and then click the follow button for Fred.
Mhm.
And I still didn't put my link in there, but like go click the follow button for me too if I actually put it into the chat. And we'll see you next week. And we're gonna get our horror on, and then we'll see what happens then. Like, who knows, right? All right. Everybody have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.